Hello, party people. Just popping on here real quick to say that I'm starting a little early in case there are any stragglers. So we'll wait for some stragglers to shuffle in. Then we'll get started. We might chat for a little bit and then we'll get started. Okay. Bye for now. I'll be back. Give me one more quick second, folks. We'll be starting soon. Just gotta do some back-end stuff here. Make sure everything's sunk and ready to go. But I will be right back. Stay tuned. Oh, no, I hit the wrong thing. Here. There I am. I was supposed to hit the mic off. Okay, bye. Gouda. You're down for Gouda. I'm down for Gouda. It has to be good Gouda, but if it's Gouda, it's Gouda. Sorry. How's it going, everybody? You met Jack Blades from Night Ranger once. I don't really know Night Ranger. Good to see y'all. Just happy to be here, Grouchy Grumpy. NFW, yes, FW. I have not experienced Night Ranger. Hello, Lady Adriel. Good to see you. Reality Ripple, Orca. Lovely seeing your familiar faces in here. So excited to have you here as we debut this thing. This behemoth of my life that I've been consumed with for quite some time. Fools, hello, good to see you. How's it going, bud? Oh, for some reason when you wrote, hey, fools, I thought those were like the, what is that, ampersands? What do they say when they do the ... like on the screen right now? And it just seemed like, hey, I guess. This guy, oh, hey, fools. Ellipses. What's the ampersand then? Why do I have that in my head? Is that even a thing? I think I just made up something now. Doing good. Soon to be asleep. Well, we'll get started here shortly. I just wanted to stop in here in the chat real quick and say hello before we get started. Anybody do anything cool today? Anything interesting? I have just been consumed with this, so I'm all work and no play makes Jack a dull play, as they say. So I don't know if I have any that exciting of stories to tell you, aside from battling my dog for me wanting her to just find some spot to, you know, relieve herself, not like the perfect spot, because it's got to be perfect in her mind. Practice your accordion? Awesome. That's great. How long have you been doing the accordion thing anyways, Orca? That's a recent thing, right? You drove back from Wisconsin. I'm ready to chill. All right, chill we shall. But not too chill. We want to up the ante just a little bit. So we got some lights reacting today. We got some waveforms. It's going to be cool. Yeah, I got it a few weeks ago. Yeah, nice. Cool. And the buttons on the other side, those are like chords, right? The little guys? Do they play full chords? Is that... I've never played one, but I feel like I feel like I learned that at some point. Drifting in and out of consciousness, does that count? I mean, yeah, just as long as you don't have a lit cigarette or anything, then we're good. Don't burn the house down. Yeah, some are quartz. Nice. Oops. Well, in your case, Grouchy, it would probably be a pipe, since you're all distinguished and gentlemanly like. All right, so I think I'm gonna go get started because it looks like we got a lot of heads in here. So, without further ado, I'm gonna close out of this thing here, close my mic off, and then we'll get started with this album. Thank you all for coming. Be right back. some hearts in the chat.
This time, it's hard believing my eyes in all this seeing. Tell me that we're not strangers. Tell me love's not in danger. A hopeless feeling, gravity is falling away from me. Tears me from my stony keep to the sky to set me free. And when you see your river run, falling down, setting sun, waterfall on everyone, with stars align, come undone. And I love you ever after, ever after. Yes, I love you ever after, ever after. Oh, I love you ever after, ever after.
If you feel this song, make some noise on the chat.
Till we're happy ever after. I love you ever after, ever after. Yes, I love you ever after, ever after. Oh, I love you ever after, ever after. Yes, I love you till we're happy ever after.
You know this next song. Maybe you know this song. You might not. She knows everything about me. Black nights, promises, and voodoo. She sees things in my Grouchy Grumpy, thank you for the gift sub.
rafters in the lonely house of my truth. But she can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now. Yeah, you can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess she's everybody's princess now. You can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now. You can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now. Yeah, you can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now.
Anybody ready to dream tonight?
Yeah, you can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now. Yeah, you can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now. You can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now. You can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now. She's everybody's princess now. She's everybody's princess now. She's everybody's princess now.
Fools, good to see you. Hope you have pleasant dreams. You know what time it is. Let's go!
Once you were a friend of mine, then you went and crossed the line. Now inside the walls are white, my vision's red most every night. 'Cause when I held your love so close, you made yourself into a ghost. Hauling down the bankroll aisle, sniffing out a little smile. And everything you ever said to me, it might as well have just been make-believe. It doesn't matter if you disagree. You know I loved you just to be betrayed. Betrayed. So flip a coin and you decide. Heads we live, or tails we die. The thorny roses that you sow are telling me it's time to go. 'Cause once you were my all in all, but now your love is dead and gone. In the court the jester weeps and wonders how it is you sleep. And everything you ever said to me, it might as well have just been make-believe. It doesn't matter if you disagree. You know I loved you just to be betrayed. Betrayed. Once you were
Follow the chat if you're ready to rage.
Once you were a friend of mine.
Let's go!
Once you were a friend of mine. 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 Honey, go find him. A woman has options, don't you understand? Oh, honey, go find them. Sail off on the western wind in a carriage for two. Paint me pretty postcards, babe, from your land of milk and honey. I once thought she would forever stay. Forever was yesterday. A jester in her court I play. Forever and yesterday. High up in a fairy tale. You're too good to be true. Read me my favorite story, babe, about your land of milk and honey. Fairy tale, you're too good to be true. Tell me my favorite story, babe, about your land of milk and honey.
Let's bring it down a notch. Thanks for the claps, y'all.
Something happened here when you were just a kid. Now it's happening like clockwork all again. Try as you might, the wounds all open wide. Now you're running, but there's nowhere left to hide. If you could change the world,
Thanks for following, Flowbird.
with the wave of your hand,
Robert.
would you do it, baby? And tell them it was nothing. Would you take the line? Yeah, and make love last night. You could do it, baby. If they told you it's all alright, hang me out to dry. Well, take it out on me. You can tell all your friends I'll be whoever you need. Girl, you know it feels good to be a supervillain. If you know what I mean. Yeah, you know it feels good to be your supervillain. I'm the baddest I've ever been. You know it. Hang me out to dry. Well, and only me. Girl, you know it feels good to be a supervillain, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you know it feels great to be your supervillain. I'm the baddest I've ever been. Let me get some clap. You know it. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know it. All right, let's pick it up. Feels good to be your supervillain, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you know it feels great to be your supervillain. I'm the baddest I've ever been. Here we go! You know it. You know it. Yeah, you know it. You know it. You know it. What do you want it to be? Your wish is my command.
There's too much confetti back here, man.
What do you want it to be? Your wish is my command. Slowly, slowly untangled up in you, falling, calling, a feeling both familiar and so new. Slowly, slowly, my haunted house is blue. The maze creeps as I sleep, lost inside the many folds of you. Stay with me a while, share a drink and then a smile. Won't you say hello? Hello. What do you want it to be? What do you want it to be? Your wish is my command. What do you want it to be? Your wish is my command. So tell me, does my love hold the key? A door to you, you'd let me through, but on the other side, a fantasy. So tell me, is it true? 'Cause I could never do a thing like that to you, to you. And in spite of intuition, I'd ignore my superstition if you'd say hello. Well, hello. What do you want it to be? What do you want it to be? Your wish is my command. I ride alone with no one home. I placed your love in that deep dark hole to sleep forevermore. What do you want it to be? What do you want it to be? Your wish is my command. What do you want? Your wish is my command. Thank you for the hydrate. Your wish is my command.
Here we go.
You can call my name. Call my name. Ah! All right. Oh, she don't love you anymore. She just walked right out that door. Oh, oh, and it does your poor head in when she says let's try again. Oh, oh, did she have to be so mean? All the words are just a dream. Oh, oh, you do anything to feel something other than what's real. Oh, and if you wanna be a lover for my life, better make it once, I'll never make it twice. For your love I would have swam the deep blue sea. But now if someone else would like the vacancy, call my name. You can call my name. Oh, chasing pennies down the well, love will send you straight to hell. Oh, oh, as pages turn, we start again, and every story has an end. Oh,
Don't fall in love, kids.
You can call my name. You can call my name. You can call my name.
All right, I'm gonna try not to get hurt.
Take me down to a place where our love had just begun. You and I were running rings around the sun. Soft breeze blowing, spring was in the air. I didn't know just where was I didn't care. I didn't care. Didn't care. Take me down to a time when our love was all a blue. Take me down. We watched the stars dance to the humming of the moon. Take me down. We made slow love underneath the trees. Take me down. A lonesome bell swept all our troubles out to sea, to the sea, to the sea. Take me down to a place far from the heartache of our June, where jasmine flowers offer up their sweet perfume, wafting cool and slow inside the summer breeze. I watch you turn to smoke inside a distant dream, in a dream, in a dream.
I did see you come in here. How's it going, buddy?
like I was alone. There was a knocking at the door, a ghost from years before. So I threw the window wide and let it in, and we stood there for a while. I didn't know where to begin. I was afraid we're all out of time. We're towing the line, we're taking on order. I loosen my grip, go down with the ship, see you at the bottom of the sea. That's where I wanna be. Just tell me I'm asleep in my tangerine dream. In my tangerine dream. We took a trip on a ladder to the sky, to a palace in my mind. I go from time to time. We spoke of love and light and watched the sparrows sing by the rolling hills of green. I wanna be inside that dream with you again, but I'm floating away. There's nothing to say, there's nothing to be. The stars are all bright in strawberry skies and Cassiopeia. Stay with me at the bottom of the sea. Just tell me I'm asleep in my tangerine dream. In my tangerine dream. In my tangerine dream. In my tangerine
Lady Andrew, thank you for the gift sub. I appreciate you.
In a horse-drawn carriage, sing for the birds and bees. And me. And me.
Last song, everybody, let's pull up.
I've been wandering around, and I've been so sick of this town. Another day I wake, another day I see, throwing the rocks in front of me. And I've been so sick of this town. 'Cause I want you so bad, but you make me so sad. And I can't believe that this is real. When you know how I feel, is that the way that you want it? Is that the way that you want it? 'Cause I can't believe, to be honest, that that's the way that you want it now. Memories are coming round, and every day I'm falling down. Every day I see you walk away to the crowd. Silence mocks me like a clown who's entertained to watch me drown. Fills balloons with all the air inside my gasping sound. And every day I see your face upon the wall. I take it down and hold it in my arms. It does nothing at all. And every day I wonder how it's gonna be and who I'm gonna see when it's only me. Oh, I want you so bad, but you make me so sad. I can't believe that this is true. When you know how I feel, is that the way that you want it? Is that the way that you want it? 'Cause I can't believe, to be honest, that that's the way that you want it now.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed your time. that was Ever After. That's the whole shebang. Thank you so much for the claps. I appreciate you guys showing up and saying hey, hanging out with me. Thanks for stopping in, first timer here, Robert. Unless you're Robert. I'm just super appreciative that you guys wanted to come hang out with me on a Thursday night. That record comes out tomorrow, as if it wasn't blasted in your face 20 times already here. But I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. So I'm excited to share it. Took me way too freaking long. Man, oh man, I like so many interruptions, man. Like that probably logistically, I probably could have gotten it done in a year and a half, but like with all the setbacks I had, it was just crazy. So if anybody in the chat here has like listened before and they were like, why aren't you putting out music? That's why, because it just there's been too much. But I really do appreciate you guys listening and streaming and sharing and doing all that stuff with the music. So thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart. Thanks, Orca. I appreciate that. Love Bun. I don't know. I was thinking of, like, I did set up another track to do commentary on on all the tracks at a lower volume, but I don't know if is that something you guys would be into? Is that like, I don't know if I should let it run again or what. I only have been streaming for like an hour and 15. But yeah, that was a thought I had, but I don't know if that's something people even have interest in. So otherwise, we can pass it over to somebody. I have everything's kind of like routing wise kind of been screwed up from my normal, like, I won't be doing any looping tonight just because I had to get all of the, I don't know, signal flow right for this, and it was just kind of crazy compared to my normal thing. I literally couldn't do anything with this station anyways. Here, this is what it looks like behind here. There's just confetti everywhere. And one of those confetti poppers, one of those confetti poppers looked really sketchy. Really sketchy. It was like yeah. See, this one looks like a I wanted to say IUD, an IED, not an IUD. Like the label's all messed up. I'm like, I'm gonna save that one for the last one in case it blows my hand off. Like, that's the way I lose my ability to play an instrument, is like the last hand cannon. It had some sort of faulty thing. Tell me that does not look like it's like some sort of sketchy bomb. Now the algorithm's probably going to pick up my verbiage there and flag my thing. Yeah, I guess I mean, I don't have anything better to do than get more stuff ready for tomorrow, which I should do. Oh, that was the other weird thing with this, is the confetti, the red confetti, for some reason, the red confetti was triggering a bunch of, like, the touchpads on this old Mac that I have. And it was acting like a human was operating it. So it was like, literally, I have all these things set up so that they're sunk. And if they don't get sunk, then I can't go back and redo it. It has to be like right on from the beginning. So it was like terrified because it was like doing all this crazy stuff on this screen like somebody was operating the computer, but it was just the confetti was like operating it. I'm like, please don't screw up right now. Would have been crazy if you died setting off celebratory confetti popper on release eve. People have died for dumber and crazier reasons than that. I mean, just think about all the shenanigans people get into on 4th of July that ends up, like, being crazy. Oh, I thought there was confetti behind me. It's just the artwork. Okay. There's a I don't know how this happened, but there's a piece of confetti that somehow landed in such a way in my Stream Deck that it's like it wedged itself between a piece of plastic and it's stuck there. Like it feels like somebody forced it in there. I don't know how this happened, but it's like inside the plastic and it looks like it's gonna break the thing if I pull on it too hard. It's super weird. Okay, I got it. Weird. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, I'll run this back to the beginning for those of you who feel like sticking around and listening, and I can kind of give some commentary on the songs. I don't know what I'm going to say besides don't fall in love, kids, just over and over. But I think Love Bun said something earlier that's like, when it's real, it's you feel it, you know, or it's good. But that's the thing. I like. Yeah, maybe I'll save some of the commentary for when it's playing again. But this was very difficult to finish, not just because of the interruptions, but because of the emotional space of like going into it. And I'm like really relieved it's over, so that I can get into writing and producing more stuff that isn't so taxing emotionally on me. Like, I still want to put depth and width to the music, you know, but something that's just a little less like tear my heart out through my butthole, which has been this record. So that being said, my enthusiasm for this has not waned. I'm still very much excited to share it with the world. I'm so excited that you guys stayed here and listened for a ground total of 47 or odd minutes. Real quick, I am scheming up some vinyl stuff. Is that something that any of you would have any interest in chiming in on? Would anybody be interested in purchasing a vinyl? I'm not trying to hawk my shit right now, but if there is interest in that, I can show you some designs. Heck yeah! All right, cool. I'll pull it up on the screen here. Let's see. Where's my pictures? Yeah, I just decided. I went with this company. They got to send the lacquers over to Europe, I guess, and then they press it over there and send it back. Where did I do this? Was it back cover? Back cover. Okay, I think that's it. Let's see. Oh, I think all I did was I changed the back portrait color a little bit. So yeah, I'll put... Oh, whoops. I'm in the wrong window here. I'll put those two on the screen. I probably just look like such an old man, like operating OBS sometimes. Okay, maybe I'll do those two options. This one. 6 and... What is this, 3? 6 and 3, okay. Do you prefer to let people know the story behind the music or let them interpret it possibly incorrectly on their own? I mean, I'm open to that. I'm definitely open to that. I mean, as far as like lore goes, there's not like a huge amount. I did that little voiceover thing. I don't know if anybody heard that on whenever that was. But that's more just to kind of sum it up and make it less about me personally. more about like a character going through things like anybody does in life. But yeah, I mean, I can get into it with this, the rest of this stream here, but let me pull up this guy here. course, it's ginormous. Gotta resize it again. Album listening and live resizing. Holy macaroni, this is a huge file. I've been working with these really, really big files recently, and it's kind of a pain in the ass because it just is. It's like you want to have the high quality stuff because right click and fit to screen. Oh my God, that's right. You guys are legendary. Thank you. Fit to screen. Where is that? Right click, fit to screen. Come on, this can't be that bad. Wait, I must have missed transform. Okay, that's what I was missing. Fit to screen. Okay, yeah, so that's the red one, and then we'll do right click, transform. Oh my God, where is transform now? Transform, fit to screen. Fit to screen. I like this. I think this one's the one I'm going to go with the gradient on the portrait. I was going to do some other artwork, but then I decided it looked better, simpler. So I think I'm going to do the second variety of these. It's either the red one, like this, or the gradient. I think the gradient looks cooler, honestly. I hope my dog is not just like eating mouthfuls of confetti. I really hope that's not a thing. I think she got a little bit, yeah, I think the gradient's the way. That's the way. It's a little more, it has a little more depth to it. Cool, okay. But yeah, I do like the gold vinyl that I chose for this, from this place. We'll see how the quality is. I would think it's fine, because I've heard people say, there's like that thing of people saying like, oh, you don't want to get the splatter or the whatever vinyl that's kind of colored because like the quality is not as good. But then there are people who are like, I have black vinyl that doesn't play that great, but I have colored vinyl that has been super solid for me. So I don't know what they're talking about. But apparently, if you get a picture disc is not the way. Picture disc is something that you frame and put on the wall. And it's a collector's item. It's not something you listen to for fidelity, because it's like a whole separate thing of them pressing the image into the vinyl or whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't even know how they would do that. But, anyways, all right, let's run this back here. Here, I'll even give you the behind the scenes of me having to run like a crazy person from the computer over there with the countdown. We'll do it again. Let's see. Commentary vocal. Okay. Oh, this one's a little louder. Okay. I'm going to speak a little quieter, though. Or it's because I have two of them armed. It's because I have two of them armed, you big dummy. You big dummy. I'm only slightly capable. Yeah, mine hung on the walls. The Damned. Wait. Oh, the Damned. You had a picture disc of The Damned? What record? I don't know a ton of their stuff, but they did a cool cover of Alone Again Or by Love. Do you know that cover? Love Bun? Which is super cool. That's one of my favorite 60s groups. And it was just cool to see that they did that. Also, like, I gotta give props because Dave Vanian had the hair thing that I'm doing now before I did. So, he's the OG of that. And I didn't realize, because I'm a huge T-Rex fan, I didn't realize when I did this streak in my hair that Mark Bolan had that for a period too as well. I was like, oh, that's super cool. Great minds stink alike. Okay, let me run this back, and then I gotta go hit this thing, so I'll show you what I was doing earlier, which was running over here. Oh, but then no, that's not gonna work. Never mind, hold on. Okay. Okay. Should be going. Yes. Whew. Okay, we got it. Twice. I'm my own camera and light man. I need somebody else to do this job. I need somebody else to do all this stuff. But we got the lights going. I'm really stoked about that because we can use that for other streams. I'm using the Hue Sync app, which for some reason I thought just wasn't going to work. But it's working now, so it'll be cool for live streams in the future. So yeah, this is like our little introductory prelude, but this theme that's playing currently right now, this minor theme, actually comes back for the Queen of Hearts later. Second to last track. And there's a little bit of a Pink Floyd quote, kind of. It might not be exact, but there's almost a See Emily Play part coming up right here. I'm not sure if that's an exact sequence of notes, but that was kind of what I was going for. And then we got kind of like a bolero-esque rhythm on the strings going. And a 4 minor 6 chord, one of my favorite sounds. And this is a music box that I sampled when my grandfather died. When I was at their house and we were packing up their stuff, there was just a music box that I'd found, and it just instantly kind of made me emotional. So sampled it and put kind of one of the main themes of this song in there to kind of lead in. The strings on this one are a little different than the normal strings that are on the rest of the record, because I used string samples from a sample pack I had. There's actually if you want to hear the same samples done in a totally different style, I did this remix of the Castlevania theme. If you look up Vampire Killer King Kuula remix, that's me back in the day when I was doing more electronic music, and the same sample pack that I used for that I used on this, and just kind of messed around with the arrangement of them and played with it a little bit. But I really like the sound of it. They're like kind of disco strings sort of thing.
The hopeless feeling, gravity is falling all over me. Tears me from my stony keep to the sky.
So this is the melody that's playing on the music box to bring us into.
Falling down, setting sun, waterfall on everyone. We stars align, come undone.
That's my voice that I resampled a bunch of times. Strangely enough, I don't necessarily like bringing this guy up because he's controversial and doesn't always act right. But I think there's a Kanye West song that I was thinking of that has this kind of like really low, hummy, sort of distorted vocal that I like the sound of. So that was kind of the thought there for just a brief second to change it up. And originally it was going to be a big part of the song because I was a big part of this record kind of came out of me finding Game of Thrones really late in the game and watching a bunch of it night after night during the pandemic when I was just shut in. I just liked kind of the themes and the sounds of those, the soundtrack, and I was like, oh, we could do some fun stuff like with those sort of major and minor tones and kind of put it in this context. Solo. That big sort of flanger through zero flange sound that's kind of atypical of a lot of these 60s records. There's a Jimi Hendrix, House Burning Down has a lot of that. And there's another one, I'm forgetting the name. I want to say it's John's Children, maybe. It's one of those one-off 60s groups that just had a handful of songs. But they did this song called Double Sight, and there's just this cascading wild flange that just like warps everything, and I just love the sound of that. It's disgusting. I mean, I don't know what else I haven't said about this particular song before in like social media posts, but this was actually the first song I think that was written post heartbreak. And the idea with this record too, conceptually, again, if I haven't repeated this enough, annoyingly, is each song represents one of or a combination of the stages of grief. So you have denial, bargaining, anger, depression, and acceptance, right? So this song was acceptance, right? It's like, oh well, you know, like this is my life now. Whereas the last song was more denial, where it's like, I can feel something's wrong, but I'm trying really hard. And bargaining, kind of like to make shit better, but
she can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now.
But you can keep on dreaming.
Yeah, you can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now.
The other thing is it's easier for me to like contextualize in that sort of sphere, that sort of lore, because it's almost like it's not happening to you if you can kind of characterize it with some fantastic tale of legendary beasts and strange worlds and all that sort of thing.
You can keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now.
And that chime that's throughout is a combination instrument I got. It's kind of a bastardization of the instruments, but there's a combo of what's called a swarmandal and a tambura. There's a couple different names for it, but they're instruments that are used in Indian classical music. And the swarmandal you may recognize from Strawberry Fields Forever. there's that kind of harp sound that leads us out of the chorus of Strawberry Fields Forever. And that's that instrument. So it's the same sort of thing here. That's kind of where that sound is from.
Keep on dreaming, she's everybody's princess now.
It's a really ugly looking instrument, the one that I have, the bastardization. It's just like a box. It doesn't look as cool as like the normal thing. The normal thing looks like if you've ever seen those auto harps that people will play, where they just press a button and it makes a chord and they play it. I think June Carter Cash, didn't she play one of those?
She's everybody's princess now. She's everybody's princess now.
And the guy, one of the lead guys in the Electric Prunes, at least he's in a video with it, but it doesn't seem like it's really playing what's being played. That's a lot of those 60s group things, though. I had this Mamas and the Papas DVD where it was like, they were all great songs, but it's like I knew those recordings by heart, and there were like little weird hiccups and stuff that were still present in their live performance, but you know, that's just part of the day and age, you know. Those vocals for this song were, I don't know, double, triple tracked, I forget. And I definitely played with a lot of different ways of being as annoying as possible with them until I found the right blend. Just to get really nasally and like specials, Flaming Lips. There's that yeah song from the Flaming Lips where I think it's Steve, guitar player, drummer, is doing backup vocals, and they're just like really like grating and like in your face, and it's like it's awesome, and it's just this weird like intense way. And that chord, this is a nerd time. The chord there is a B7 flat 9. It also shares some tonality with C diminished, but it's a ugly chord that they used in I Want You, She's So Heavy, for that little break with the bass part. I just love it though. It's very much like you're tied to the train tracks, and the train is coming. That's the sound. This guy. Silent movie panic. I don't have any more poppers left. Shit. And then this bass sound was kind of, the chain was copied over, and we used it on the next song for Stupid Games as well, and then just kind of resampled it. Made it a little more jacked up. This is the first introduction of the string samples that I use throughout the rest of the record, which is this really great sounding sample pack from Spitfire. Cost about as much as a new guitar, but it was totally worth it, and I'm going to use it probably for the rest of my life. But they're just very expressive and human sounding, and I haven't had that with MIDI strings in ever. So. And these chords and stuff are pretty typical of some of the 60s stuff I like. One is The Loneliest Number, either the Harry Nilsson original or the Three Dog Night cover. There's kind of both of those thoughts. And then there's a lot of like John Lennon Instant Karma sort of feel. And there's a artist who I shall not name that has a very famous sports anthem. I'll leave it at that. That also kind of goes into the drum sound for this.
If you wanted me unhappy, girl, be satisfied. 'Cause you can bet on all the nights I laid awake and cried over you. Such a sucker for your lies, it's true. But you know, stupid games with stupid prizes, yeah.
Never found MIDI strings that sound that good? Nice. Well, I mean, not nice for you, but nice for me.
Honey, go find him. A woman has options, don't you understand? Oh, honey, go find them.
And this was actually based on things that were actually said to me. Not all of it, but the lines, she said, I got a lot to offer a man, and a woman has options. She didn't say, don't you understand? That just happened to be a rhyme that worked with it, but the other two lines are factual.
She would forever stay. Forever was yesterday. A jester in her court I play. Forever and yesterday. High up in a fairy tale.
You'll try to wait for Jimmy to want to play violin again? He plays? Did we have a conversation about that when we met up?
About your land of milk and honey.
Oh, that's right. I think I remember us talking about that. He's reluctant. We tracked a lot of these strings too live on stream. I might upload a little clip of that at some point. But we did a whole stream where we went through this, and I had to do some major work arounds for the ending because they had the right fall that I wanted coming up, like where they all cascade down and they get really chaotic. But it wasn't long enough, so I had to do all this crazy work to like stretch it out and pitch shift it and fade it and all this stuff. This guy. And the most recent single. The group. I split them up because I figured the second one had more, I don't know, commercial appeal or just like readily more accessible. But together I like it as a unit, so. Kind of just exploring like the, what do they say, the wounded child or whatever they say in therapy where it's like, you know, the stuff that happens to you when you're a kid and then, you know, the stuff later in your adult life kind of triggers that, kind of makes you behave in that, that, you know, wounded child is just like reaching out. Trauma, yeah.
If you could change the world,
this song kind of came about. This may just be an elaborate fantasy I've concocted in my head, but there was a point at which there was a mutual friend that I shared with this person, and they were a fellow artist. I'd met up with them a couple times in functions that we went together to, and super sweet, very cool person. And when me and the old lady split, there was a period at which I was like, surfing social media and stuff, trying to avoid like any triggers or whatever. But I had seen this girl was posting stuff on there, and occasionally I'd like a post or whatever. There's nothing in my mind strange about that. But at some point, like, I realized I was like, I haven't seen this girl on here for a minute. And then I went, and this is a byproduct of our day and age, but I went and I saw on another account, she had not blocked that one, but had blocked my account. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like, what's being said about me behind my back? Like, what kind of an awful story is being concocted that you would not just unfollow me, but you would go as far to block me? So that's kind of where this came from. It's like, it might just be an elaborate fantasy that I've concocted, but the anger was there of like, what? Like...
It feels good to be a supervillain, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you know it feels great to be your supervillain. I'm the baddest I've ever been. You know it.
Even so, I got a song out of it, so it's not all bad, right? Actions can hurt without reason. That's very true, Love Bun. And I think nowadays, too, that's a huge problem with mental health, is just like the weird situations that exist because of social media. Back in the day, if, like you and a partner split ways and you had mutual friends, you didn't have that scenario. They might not talk to you. You might not interact with them ever again. But you wouldn't be able to tell that they specifically don't like you enough to do that. So it's just an interesting scenario that it exists now that never existed before,
Feels great to be your supervillain. I'm the baddest I've ever been. You know it. You know it. Yeah, you know it. You know it. You know it.
Yeah, but the core strategy of reputation destruction is as old as the hills. That is very true. Sometimes you're imagining it, and sometimes it's true. You never know. But that's what I'm saying, is now I know. That's the key difference here, Like before, you could kind of guess around it, and then you could kind of come back to your own neuroses and go, oh, I'm overreacting. It doesn't matter that much. And in a way, it doesn't matter that much, but just the knowledge is just kind of an odd thing that sits funny,
Slowly, slowly untangled up in you. Fall.
So this one's kind of, without trying to assign different labels of grief to each song, but this one is specifically depression and acceptance. Because this one is just like, if that's what you want, like, your wish is my command, like kind of put it in the fantasy scenario, but more just, like accepting defeat and just going, okay, and just, letting your shoulders fall and breathing out that breath that you've been holding in,
Stay with me a while. while, share a drink and then a smile. Won't you say hello? Hello, what do you want it to be? What do you want it to be? Your wish is my command.
And those background vocals too were originally from the looper. I might have made this song on stream. I'd have to go back through the old streams and see if I could find it whenever this was created. But this was one of the later songs from the record that was made. I think it might be the last one that I did specifically. So definitely kind of shows where things are headed in a little bit of a way. But those vocals for the chorus, those background vocals, were the original looper vocals. I re-recorded them, but they never just had the same sort of, what do they say, je ne sais quoi? What is it? They just didn't have the same quality to them. Even though they're a little pitchy for the ones that I used, they just had this kind of ghostly, weird quality that I liked about them.
What do you want it to be? What do you want it to be? Your wish is my command. What do you want it to be? Your wish is
That certain something. It's very true. And I would say that also about the drums on this one. I recorded the drums when I was pretty drunk, if I remember correctly. And I may have been drunk on stream. And it's funny because I also re-recorded those too, but they just didn't have the same like weird flow to them. And it's also like, as much as this is kind of indulging in fantasy, this whole record, there's still a lot of like my own truth in it. So there's the thought that, you know, like that's where I was at, was just like drinking myself to death basically for a long period of time. And I kind of liked the looseness of the drums because it just reminded me of like how herky-jerky my life was for that particular period. I gave this record to just a couple people before I was done with it, like, hey, do you have any notes? And my buddy Taylor was like, I love those distorted vocals, but I feel like they just ended too soon. So on his recommendation, I did something about it, and I was like, what if I like put a delay on it? And so there's like that big distorted, almost white noise trail from those vocals. That it seemed like he was right. Like that just needed to go longer, and it kind of feels like the end of I Want You She's So Heavy, where it's just like more and more white noise, and it's just super chaotic. I was like, okay, it kind of brings that sort of vibe to the table. So he was right. And that's a electric guitar clean that was sped up double speed.
Call my name.
Turning madness into magic. That's the whole theme. That's the actual theme of the record. And this is the only other track on this record that uses the Rickenbacker that I got a few years back. But I do love that Tom Petty, the Birds sort of sound, but it's not always appropriate for what I'm doing. So it's kind of like you gotta pair it with the right sort of thing.
Better make it once, so never make it twice. For your love, I would have swam the deep blue sea. But now, if someone else would like the vacancy, you can call my name. You can call my name. Oh, chasing pennies down the well. Love will send you straight to hell.
And the line there is chasing pennies down the well, but for some reason my brain, when I was working on it, like it kept hearing JC Penney's down the well, and it just annoyed the hell out of me. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but that's not what I said anyways, but then my brain is latching onto that and saying that instead. Have you ever seen those misheard lyrics where it's like has anybody seen, like, you know, the Escape, the Rupert, whatever his name is, that one-hit wonder that was If You Like Pina Coladas and Getting Caught in the Rain, that song? I saw one that was it was a coffee mug with that, but it said, if you like making love at midnight with a dude in a cape. Instead of in the dunes by the Cape. Yeah, that guy, Love Bun. Are we into mask play here? Is this somebody come into the bedroom with one of those on? Not at a mask party?
You can call my name.
So there's a whole conversation that I recorded that's all the voices are me, but it's just like stereotypical big oafish guy and then his nerdy friend, and they're dwarves. It's like when you're in a bar after a long day and like just a hard day at work, and you're like, why am I here? I don't want to be here. It's too loud. Somebody's talking about their shitty day at work, and it's like the most annoying, stupid conversation about nothing that you've like ever heard, and you just like, you're like, why am I here? Why is this the place to be? But the more drunk you get, you're like, okay, this is cool. Where did this conversation go? I just went for a glass of milk. You drinking a tall glass of milk? Who drinks milk? And this was the hardest song to record. Not because it's particularly difficult to play. But it's just, this was emotionally just like, I had to psych myself up for it anytime I had to work on it, and it's still kind of hard to listen to, honestly.
Just where was I? Didn't care. I didn't care. Didn't care.
It comes in pints? I see you, Orca. Was that Pippin?
Take me down to a time when our love was all ablue. Take me down. We watched the stars dance to the humming of the moon. Take me down. swept all our troubles out to sea, to the sea, to the sea. Take me down to a place far from the heartache of our June, where jasmine flowers offer up their sweet perfume, wafting cool and slow inside the summer breeze. I watch you turn to smoke inside a distant dream, in a dream, in a dream.
And this little interlude here is actually the original version of that last song, Take Me Down. But I ended up re-recording it just for the emotional intensity of having it be just a guitar and a voice, one pass. I think there's a comp between a couple different takes that I did, but it's mostly one pass, playing and singing. But this was an original part that had kind of a circus calliope in there that was playing these airy chords and stuff, and I liked the sound of it still, so I just added it at the end. And this song, that organ sound you hear, that kind of airy, verby, kind of ethereal organ sound is actually my voice. I was messing around one night and I have this little Casio SK5. It's this early rudimentary sampler. You can hold it up to your mouth and sing a note and then tune it, and then you can play it like a sampler. And then I just ran it through a bunch of verb and stuff and filtered it. And I just love the sound of it, which is, it's just interesting because it's not like a VST or anything.
So I threw the window wide and let it in, and we stood there for a while. I didn't know where to begin. I was afraid we're all out of time. We're towing the line, we're taking on hold. I loosen my grip, go down with the ship. See you at the bottom of the sea. That's where I wanna be. Just tell me I'm asleep in my tangerine dream. In my tangerine dream.
And I'm aware that there is a group called Tangerine Dream that honestly I haven't really ever listened to aside from maybe a song or two. But the Tangerine Dream part of this is actually said person who left in the middle of COVID, left some things behind, and one of them was I don't know if it was from one of her friends or where it was from, but it was a particular strain of weed that was left behind when she left, and it was called Tangerine Dream. And I smoked it one night, and I was like, well, that would be an interesting thing to explore as like a song.
Stay with me at the bottom of the sea. Just tell me I'm asleep in my tangerine dream. In my tangerine dream.
Also kind of worked too because she really liked the color orange, and at one point I had seen her listening to this Led Zeppelin song called Tangerine, and it's, if you know the song, it's pretty emotional and it's pretty breakup based, it seems like. And I just remember seeing her listening to it, and she got very emotional and was kind of holding back tears, and or maybe even cried or something. And I was like, you're thinking about a past person. And so it just kind of like fit for this, because I was like, now I'm a past person, you know? This one, I wasn't even sure if I was going to include it, but it just kept popping in my head over and over, the melody. And I was like, if it keeps coming back in my head, I might as well just put it in for a little snippet. It's not going to be a full song, but if we're doing the like Abbey Road medley sort of thing, which is very much what the last half of this is kind of going for, it's kind of fun to have little snippets of things, you know? Kind of Beatle-esque, yes, and I was also thinking of Pet Sounds too. To me, it's got a little bit of a Beach Boys feel too.
In me.
Kind of just wanted this part to like tear your face off a little bit. And that theme for that little snippet there, the Queen of Hearts, was the introductory chords for the whole record too. So it kind of brings it back around.
I've been wandering around. And I've been so sick of this town. Another day I wake.
And this one was kind of the whole thing of like, I've been so sick of this town. It's pretty like, I don't know, relatable sentiment, but it was just how I was feeling at the time. I was living in Austin, Texas, and I love that city. It's really great. The people there are just wonderful for the most part. And I just met some great friends there, but it was too emotionally taxing to be there with all the memories that I had. And so it was less about Austin than it was like a place that reminds you of everything.
That you want it, that you want it, to be honest, that you want it now.
And I like the thought of like there's that Beatles song "We Can Work It Out," and it's got a cool thing where it switches from 4/4 to 3, and I just like that idea. And I was like, why don't we play around with that? And since this is very Beatlesy, like we're kind of doing that with the chorus. It goes to 3, and then it does that again for the end as well.
Take it down and hold it in my arms. It does nothing.
Kind of a head change, you know.
I wonder how it's gonna be and who I'm gonna see when it's only me. Oh, I want you.
And this is the section that has that annoying vocal synth that I was sometimes break out as a joke on the stream. It's in the back.
I can't believe that this is true. When you know how I feel. That you want it, is that the way that you want it? 'Cause I can't believe, to be honest, that's the way that you want it now.
It's 3/4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the big arpeggiators and wall of sound here, it was really cool. I have footage of it. At some point I was tracking these arpeggiators, which is this little microchord, and it was in the middle of a really intense thunderstorm in Austin, and I'm like looking out the window as I'm like tracking this chaotic part, and there's just thunder and lightning, and just it was just really a really cool moment, you know. Vocal line, I don't know where it's from. It might not be from anything particular, but it always reminds me of Pink Floyd for some reason. And I think it's like Waiting for the Worms or something. There's like it goes way up high or something. One of the vocals does. It doesn't do that exactly though. So I don't know what it is, but there's something that reminds me of that, so. And that's it again. That's the whole record. Originally, I thought maybe at the end I would put another music box in there with one of the themes, other themes of the album that I thought was like emotionally heartstring tugging. But it just got down to like at some point like time constraints and just I couldn't figure out what would really fit there that would really be that much better than just having it just like chaos and then off. So eventually I just went with that decision. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys, all the lovely things you've said tonight, and the claps, and I just really appreciate it. It's awesome, 'cause this has been very near and dear to my heart for a long time. Like, I just watched that. There was like a little Kendrick Lamar interview or whatever that I just posted to social media where he's like, "You're the only one hearing it, you know, for however many months at a time, and you're loving it, then you're hating it, then you're loving it, then you're hating it." And it's like, it's so true. There's been so many times where I'm so excited about this, and then like the next day I listen, I'm like, this is the worst shit I've ever heard. So I don't know. Yeah, I think there's something to like hearing something a million times, and you just like, you get into a spot where you're like, I can't right now with this, like, and then all the self-doubt creeps in. You're like, who is this for? Who's gonna listen to this? Like, but the reality is the more weird you get and more specific, you know, to you and your vision of things, a lot of times that's what speaks to other people more, because they find some sort of kinship in their misplacement, you know, that they don't really feel like they fit in somewhere. So it helps to see somebody else that's just speaking their truth, even if it's not something that might be popular or accessible or whatever. And there's parts of this that I'm like, this could go over well, and then parts that I'm like, I have no idea how anyone would respond to this, but I'm gonna do it because this is what I'm feeling. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the listen. I'm trying to think if there's any closing thoughts. I'll probably think of it later and be like, I forgot. Anybody have any questions for me before I kick it over to somebody else? I can pass it along. Oh, it looks like the keyboard grinder is on. Thank you for the claps. Just happy to be here. Orca, Love Bun, Lady Adriel, you guys are awesome. Reality Ripple, if you're still in here, I don't know if I saw. Wild Fox, thank you for the claps. Grouchy Grumpy, thanks for sticking around, you guys. I really appreciate you listening to me flap my mouth hole around for a while. Reality Ripple, that particular emote of Taco, the surprise Taco emote or whatever it is, like, I was going through the footage of the last stream trying to find stuff, and I just saw the drop thing, and it's just like it just landed with him in the corner. And I thought for some reason I had like a watermark of Taco just on my stream randomly. I'm like, when did I put that there? like I don't hate it, but like, why is Taco like at the, and I realized, oh, it was like the parachute drop game had landed him firmly in the corner. Let's see. Who all is around to harass? So now I got to do the fun stuff tonight after the stream of going through that whole record and breaking it into 15-second chunks and then uploading all those 15-second chunks to Facebook Ads Manager and going through that repetitive, tedious hell, which is really frustrating. But it's cool. The cool thing with it is, though, and this is a wild thing to me, I don't know how anybody, like, you know, advertising is their thing and they're just like really good at it, because oh, thank you so much, Lady Adriel, for the 1,000 bits. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, I don't know how people like do that as like their main thing, because the thing that you, at least the strategy I've used that I've learned from somebody else was like, you just put all of the song, maybe as a music video or with the artwork or whatever, and you break it into 15-second chunks, and you're not specific about it at all. You don't pick something. You just pick all of these 15-second chunks, upload them, and then the algorithm will find out what people are responding to the most and start funneling more of the advertising dollars towards that. And it's weird to see it happen in real time, because a lot of times it's not what I expect it's gonna be. And it's just weird psychologically to pick apart, like, why did people respond to this particular advertisement of my artistic product versus the one that I thought was going to be that, you know. This is more further proof that you just don't know what people are going to resonate with, even on a micro scale like that. It's just weird. Anyways, I'm just yammering. Yeah, and thank you so much for that gift sub, Lady Adriel. I really appreciate that. Anybody who's subbed or given bits or followed or whatever on this channel, it's just been really awesome. Like I've probably said a million times before, when I started out here on Twitch a couple years ago, it was just me and Reality Ripple. It was like that night after night after night, and I really do. If we could get some mod love emotes in the chat for Reality Ripple, I would really appreciate that, because he's been here for thick and thin almost every stream, even when nobody else was here. So I just so appreciate you, buddy. Let's see, where can we go that would be cool? There's a lot of people that are live right now. We'll try somebody new. Oh, this is yeah, this is the person I tried and failed to raid last time. Or okay, how about this? We can try that person, Maruvki. Oh, John Ong is on, but yeah, he's gonna be like, who is this person? We can do, but John Ong is super entertaining though, so Move key, keyboard guy, keyboard grinder. I can't speak. Or John Ong. Does anybody have a preference there? John Ong does like everything: Disney tunes, show tunes. Great piano player, multi-instrumentalist. There's Rob Kovacs too, who we've rated before, who's great piano and singer. Huh. You know what? I just got to make a decision at some point. If you haven't seen John Ong, then we're gonna do that, just because it's fun. Seems like a momentous way to go out. He's very talented. Jonathan. I really struggle with that name. I have a cousin named Jonathan, and I still struggle with it. Jonathan. It's phonetically, it looks like it should look, but it just, it's just weird. It just feels weird to me. Oh, because I think John, I'm used to seeing John, and then Jonathan, there's no H, so it throws me off. Anyways, this is my super momentous way of closing out, but love you guys. Thank you so much for, yeah, it's totally do that raid call. That's perfect, Reality Ripple. I'm going to copy it too. Oh, bye. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought it was like saying I had to kick you out now. That was weird. Okay, I'm going to copy this too. Good night. Love y'all. We'll catch you the next time. And we'll probably do a loop review stream soon because we are fresh out of slots. But good night, Love Bun. Good night, Orca. Good night, Wild Fox. Good night, Grouchy Grumpy. Good night. Just happy to be here. Good night, Reality Ripple. If I'm missing anybody else, Lady Adriel, good night. And we will catch you guys later, okay? Bye, guys.